uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
Peace and blessings. Come on into the building, family. I'm so blessed today. We got a powerful show just like yesterday. I'm interviewing KT Megginson. You got to hear this brother. He's a rapper. He's an actor. And his journey is going to be powerful. As you know, we got to start off by this powerful intro to start the show. Let's get it.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, man. Thank you for being a part of the Real Truth and Power Live podcast. And hopefully you guys are up to watch this powerful show. If not, you know you can always check us out on YouTube. Collect the Black People Movement. As you can see over here, these are the upcoming shows that are going to be on the Collect the Black People Movement's channel. I want to start off by talking about this series. It's called Snitch. So let me play you a quick snippet with the powerful actor KT, and before we bring him in.
He's your friend, right? So, what's your price?
It's bad that I'm even here. And now you are kind of insulting me by making me an offer to kill him.
Everyone has a price. You owe the Havanuk family money. I can pay that debt and all your other debts. But your friend has to go first.
You know that's close to $1 million. Why don't you go and hire someone else for less?
A killing isn't the same unless it's from someone you're close to.
When can I get the money?
Wow. Man, I can't wait till this to check out the rest of this series. It's going to be powerful. Let me bring my brother KT into the fold right now. A powerful brother with a powerful message. Let's check him out. All right, family. I got my guest in, KT Megginson. Peace and blessings to you, brother. Before we get into it, just give the people a brief description about your background and the things you're doing.
Basically, I am a guy from Baltimore City. I grew up in a very bad way, but over the years, I did turn my life over to God. And when I did, not only did I become a minister, but I also changed my life in my career, becoming trained in building engineering and maintenance and home improvement. And then once I got to about maybe 2015, I decided to pursue my dream as an actor. And I moved from Baltimore to Atlanta. And here I am.
Wow. So you do a little bit of everything, because I know you do the music and you like a pastor as well. That's powerful. I want to get into the acting. I just played the brief snippet of Snitch. Talk about that series, man. I'm like on pins and needles trying to get all the way through all the episodes. Talk about how that originated and started.
It started off just being a series that I saw on social media. Because the series belongs to a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine. His name is Dejour. I just happened to see it. But when he was doing it, he was doing different episodes. And at the end of the episode, he will ask everyone who's watching it what should happen next. And if he liked what you suggested, then he'll put it in. And if he didn't like it, then it's cool. But the people who are watching it, they are the ones who got to say what happens next. So when I saw, I think, episode 3, I gave him a suggestion about a guy on a motorcycle. He went with it. So then I hopped in episode 4. And before you know it, I was in episode 5. And then I was in episode 6, the very last episode. And what makes it really good is because this series is for social media. That's why the episodes are only like 3 minutes long. Other than the last episode is 5 minutes, but it's only because it's the finale. But it's great for social media, especially in this particular time that we're in with the COVID-19. You know, when people are on quarantine, and it's possible that even in the fall, we might go back onto quarantine. But while people are in the house, what are they doing? They're just on their phone.
Right.
Or watching TV. So it was a great opportunity to be a part of that, to see how he did it for social media. Because I have a series I'm working on now, and I will also be releasing it on social media.
That's interesting. And I'm really starting to love social media with the YouTube platforms and things of that nature. I think it's kind of more original and more people to people. But I did not know, because I guess you sent me the episodes, I did not know people would actually chime in and give their input on how the next episode would be. That's like game changing. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly, 100%. But it also makes it more interesting to the people that's watching. You know,
right.
because whenever they watch an episode, the way it ends like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why he gave them an opportunity to suggest what they want to see happen next.
Wow. Now let me ask you, how can a lot of the people that are just tuning in, how can they find out where to watch Snitch at, and what YouTube channel and stuff like that?
Well, the great thing is you can actually put in Snitch on, search for it on YouTube, and it'll pop right up.
Wow.
But you can also find it on IGTV, and you can also find it on Facebook.
Okay.
So if you actually go to my my page on Facebook, and when you post, I always tag somebody in the post, and his name is Dejour.
Right.
And all you have to do is click on Dejour's name, and it takes you straight to the series.
Now, I know you said you're working on your series. Will it be similar to that platform where people can chime in, and will it be like short episodes to keep it engaging, or will you do another kind of format?
Again, break it up.
I was saying, will that, when you do your...
Okay, say it one more time. Breaking up.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying, when you do your episode, will it be similar to that format, or will you use a different format?
It's a different format.
Cool.
The only thing in it that will be similar is the way it ends.
Okay.
Now the way Dejour's ended, it would just go black, and then he would say what happens next.
Okay.
In my series, when it comes to the end, there will be 2 different endings.
Okay.
So, like, for example, say if someone just hit someone, then it will stop, rewind, and then show a different way that it can end. And at the end, I'll let the people watching choose which way it ended.
Wow.
And then whatever the majority of the people choose, that's how the next episode would start and then go to the next story.
Wow, that's going to be powerful, man. I just can't wait. But I got to finish with Snitch first. You got me excited.
Yeah.
I want to talk about acting. For everybody that knows, it's definitely hard to get into that field. And you told me that you found God and got spiritual, and you decided to follow your dreams. Talk to the inspiring actors about just how hard it is to get into the field and become successful, and just how you decided to go your own way and try to do your own platform.
Okay, yeah. Let me I'll give you a quick catch up.
Okay.
For example, like I said, I'm from Baltimore, but in Baltimore, I grew up in the streets. I did a lot of sentences in prison. 4 sentences in prison. 2 as a juvenile, 2 as an adult. But when I came home off my last bit, that's when I turned my life over to God. All right, when I turned my life over to God, things in my life started changing rapidly, all the way up to the point in Baltimore, there's a church called New Psalmist Baptist Church. This is the church where I'm a minister. Now it takes time to get to the point of a minister, but I did it. And the great thing about it is that to become a minister, you have to go through a MIT program, which is Ministers in Training. It's a 3-year program, but it is designed to make you quit. So, for example, in my class, it was 16 guys, over 16 people in the class. Only 5 of us made it.
Wow.
Okay. So after I did make it and became a minister, I was at the point where I was preaching like 3 times a month at the prisons, the same prisons that I was in, which was blowing my mind that God would send me there to tell them my testimony. But I would also preach in nursing homes, and I would also preach in church. All right. But in 2014, there was a movie that I made. My first movie is called Fisher of Men. Okay. When I did turn my life over to God, before I became a minister, I also became a Christian hip hop artist called The Fisherman. Okay. So there's a really good friend of mine. His name is Rodney Bear Jackson. He has been in several movies. If you remember the movie Precious,
yes.
Bear is the one who plays Precious' father.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy is in a ton of movies. He's worked hands with Spike Lee. He's worked with Denzel. I mean, he's done a lot. So it was one day I was over his house in 2014. He was turning his basement into a theater. He was just doing some work. So I said, you know what, Bear? I'm working on this music video. I was wondering if you could help me. He said, sure, I'll do it. So we went. He started helping me film the video. But while we were in the middle of filming the video, he stopped. He said, cut. He said, we need to turn this to a movie. So that's what we did. We came up with Fisher of Men. If you go on YouTube and just type in Fisher of Men, the movie, it'll pop right up.
And you said that's, I'm sorry to cut you off, Fisher of Men?
Yep, Fisher of Men.
Okay.
The movie. Okay. So after doing that in 2014 and going through that experience, it was blowing my mind. Now, there was a little emergency that we had afterwards where all of the footage was lost. All we had was that one copy that I put on YouTube. But it was a great experience. So that next year in 2015, I remember I was at a conference for the other preachers and ministers. And the theme of the conference was Pursue Your Dream. But after doing that Fisher of Men, something inside of me started, I really wanted to become an actor because it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. Then there's so many things that you can do with it. Mm-hmm. Who knows what the future would even bring if you pursue your dream. So I literally had a conversation with my wife. We made a decision in August. We saved up all of September. And in October the 1st, we was in Atlanta.
Wow.
Moving in just to pursue the dream as an actor.
Now, you said something there that was very powerful. Your wife stuck by you, and we're talking about Black power, Black love. She stuck by you and said, hey, you want to do it, and you guys just went to Atlanta, and she supported you 100%. That's powerful right there, brother.
Yeah, it is powerful, even though she's been trying to move to Atlanta for years.
Oh, okay. So that worked out. That worked out.
Exactly, but she has always, expressed that she wanted to move to Atlanta, but I would always say no because I had no reason to move to Atlanta. But as soon as I did have a reason to move, of course, I do have to present it to her. And because it was something that she wanted to do, we made it happen in 1 month.
Mm.
In 1 month. We literally made a decision in August, saved up all of September, and by the first week of October, we was already there. Now, let me drop this on you. Now, of course, before you be, and this is for me and for anyone who's listening, before you make certain decisions, it's good to talk to God about it. All right, and when you talk to God about them, if you don't hear anything, and this is how it was, I was asking God, "Do you not want me to go? Is this a problem? Talk to me, Lord." I heard nothing. So I said, Lord, if you don't want me to go, I just pray that you just stop me. So I actually applied for a job, and I got a call back. They wanted to do an interview. So we was going to drive to Atlanta, go do the interview, drive back home, and go back to work. All right, well, on the day that I was driving down there, while we were on our way, 2 more jobs called me, and they wanted to interview as well. So I literally, when we got down there, we spent the night in a hotel, got up the next morning, at 10 o'clock, there was the first interview. At 12 o'clock, there was the second interview. And then by 3 o'clock, there was the third interview. And we was on our way back to Maryland. And then by the end of that week, I got 2 job offers. Just like that. Now, off top, I said, God, obviously, you don't have a problem with this. Because I asked you to stop it if it wasn't in your will. But yet I had so many job offers. So that's when I went. So sometimes when you don't hear God talking to you about particular decisions you want to make, you have to go ahead and make the decision and trust that God will be with you.
Yeah, that's powerful. I want to stay right there for a minute because I don't want to keep you too long, but you touched up on a couple of things I really wanted to get your input on. Baltimore City, where I'm from as well, it's tough here, especially for young kids. I work with young kids. I'm a basketball, football coach, and we do mentoring at Real Truth and Power, try to inspire the kids. But talk about some of the struggles for our young youth in Baltimore. I know you had to get away to pursue your dreams, but just talk about how hard it is and give some of the youth a little encouragement on how that they can make it through.
Yeah, it is very, very challenging, especially in this decade, 2020. Because with me growing up, I remember at all of the schools, there was always some type of program or a gym or after school type of thing where you can go and play chess and cards and pool and things like that. But over the years, they start shutting them down.
Mm-hmm.
They start shutting them down. So it got to the point as you got older, when I became like a teenager or in my teenage years, there was nothing else available to the youth. All we knew was just a basketball court.
Yeah.
As the years went on, less was offered to the youth. So what I would always suggest, and even especially when I became a minister, is that sometimes when you see the limited amount of things that youth has access to help them, you have to go out there and do what you got to do to encourage the youth, whether it's in like yourself in sports, football, basketball, lacrosse, baseball, anything. Push them. There's a guy. His name is Javante Tank Davis. He is also from Baltimore, but he is a champ.
The boxer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you listen to his testimony, he says as a child, when he was in the gym, with 5 other guys. All 5 of them was killed.
Mm.
All 5. He was the only one was not killed, and that's because his coach, his trainer, stayed on top of him and said, even if you drop out of school, I want you to stay in gym. Stay in the gym. And he kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him until he's at the point where he's at. Now he's just a millionaire. Yeah. And he's a champ. That's like 24 or 23-0 with 20, 22, 23 knockouts. But that's because someone was behind him as a youth. And that's why it's important for us to be behind our youth, to just push and gear them in the right direction, because if you don't, Lord knows where they'll go.
Man, wow. If you're just tuning in, I got my brother KT. He's a powerful, 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 powerful brother, entertainer. He does it all. Please hit that like and share button. Let's get him out and promote our powerful brother. I want to ask you, KT, how did you get into the music? I mean, I saw you rapping on the video. I was like, man, this brother's talented. He's just getting it in, acting and rapping. What you, I think you said, but correct me if I'm wrong, you started rapping first, and how did you get into that?
Well, before I turned my life over to God, I was rapping in the streets. Major Pain. There was a group called Major Pain. It was me, some guys from Emerson Village, and some guys around Pennsylvania Avenue, and we was just rapping. But when I turned my life over to God, I still wanted to rap, but I knew that I could no longer do secretary rap or secular rap. I had to focus on Christian hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I went that route. I remember I told the youth pastor at the church that I really wanted to do it, and the youth used to have like a Bible study on a certain day. I went to him one day. I said, "Hey man, the youth conference is coming up. You should let me rap." He said, "All right, well, I need you to come to the Bible study and rap in front of the kids. If you like it, I'll put you in there." I was like, "Oh, what I got myself into?" Because I didn't have no music, I didn't have no beats, I didn't have nothing. I just had some lyrics that I had been working on, but this was my first time doing Christian hip hop. So I said, you know what, did. So I literally went to that youth Bible study. I rapped in front of those youth with no music, just all lyrics.
Wow.
They loved it. So he put me on to the conference, and that was the first time I had performed in Christian hip hop in a large church full of people, but it blew my mind. So I continued and I never stopped. That's when Middle of the Mission formed up. It was me and 3 other guys, and we was doing like 100 gigs a year in different places. I was performing at like the McDonald's, what was it called? It was called McDonald's, it was some type of musical type of awards thing. But it was ran by McDonald's. I went there twice. He was on like Apollo. He was on Apollo twice. It was crazy. It was crazy, and I loved it.
Man, that's amazing. And you know what's really crazy? It doesn't matter if you're rapping about the Lord or you rapping about the worst things in the world. The youth, if you whack, you whack. They're gonna let you know. So that was a major test. Now I know you were just mentioning, but you didn't really give me the input, so you got to put me down. I think you got injured at one time. You had to overcome an injury. What's up with that?
Yeah. Okay. So right there, now I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna catch you up to where I am in life now. Okay. In 2018, August 10th, 2018, me and a friend was walking across the street at like 12 o'clock in the morning. And the car came speeding behind us and hit both of us.
What?
Okay. When it hit him, he went through the windshield. It knocked his arm out the socket and it broke his leg. When it hit me, I went up in the air, and when I came down on my head and I injured my brain. And for about 15, 20 minutes, I was pretty much gone. I wasn't moving, I wasn't breathing. They said it was just foam coming out of my mouth. But then once they got me in the back of the ambulance, of course, clear. They brought me back, and the hospital was only 1 block down the street. So they was able to rush me straight to the hospital. But I was hurt from the brain injury for several months. So I was in the hospital for 11 days, and then they sent me to a rehab, and I was in a rehab for 4 weeks. But while I was in the rehab, they would show me pictures, and I would have to be like, that's a dog, that's a cat, that's a fork, that's a spoon. But at the time, I had no idea. I had no idea. So the doctor says that the name of the injury is a TBI, traumatic brain injury. The doctor says that it takes 6 months to 2 years to heal. And however a man is at 2 years is pretty much how he'll be for the rest of his life. So August the 10th this year will be 2 years for me.
Man,
So
that's amazing.
I'm gonna make sure you see a really nice guy.
Right.
So for the entire year of 2019, I didn't work. I was out. When my job let me go in November of 2018, they didn't fire me, but they needed to replace me because I was
Right.
working as a building engineer at a very, very high-rise building in Buckhead, Georgia, Buckhead, Atlanta, with $1 million condos. You know, so it was a great job, but they had to let me go because they needed to replace that position. But I did get my disability through that, so that helped me get throughout the year. So throughout that year, recovering from my injury is where God moved a lot in my life. Matter of fact, here's a great example. I remember I found out that Tyler Perry's studio is only like 4 minutes away from my church. I'd never been there before. It's only 4 minutes away from my church.
Wow.
So one day I went there. Now, of course, you can't get in because you got to go through security to get in and all that stuff. But I was right outside the guest, what's it called? The guest center or whatever it was. And I literally got on my knees and just prayed to God right there at Tyler Perry Studio. I just prayed, I said, Lord, I thank you for not allowing me to die. Now, as I continue to pursue my dream, bring me here. And I just got up, hopped back in my truck, and just bounced.
Right.
But then 4 weeks later, I was casted for a series that's on Stars called P-Valley.
What? Hold on. What's the name of it?
P-Valley.
Peak Valley?
Yeah, P-Valley.
Okay.
I was casted as a bouncer at a strip club, just as an extra. That's only being filmed at Tyler Perry Studio. Wow.
No way.
Like that. So this is how God was moving, even in my life. I'm struggling with brain injury. I have no job, but God was still moving. I mean, I went to Tyler Perry Studio. I got casted to be on a SWAT team in another movie, and this is still while in brain injury. So I wasn't 100%. I couldn't talk to you the way I'm talking to you now. But the one thing that I teach and I share with a lot of people is if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But never stop moving.
Yes.
So that's what I was doing in the year of 2019. I was moving. I don't even care if I was crawling. I was still moving, and God was moving as well. So by the time I got into 2020, oh man, now I have healed a lot that I can say. And because of God, I've healed a lot. And you guys, when you start seeing the series that I'm going to do, because Fisher of Men is going to turn into a series. That's what I'm going to do. Here's another testimony for you, because they get good.
Okay.
In 2019, while in injury, one day I got a phone call from a guy who worked for Disney, right? Out of nowhere. I don't even know the guy. Now, Fisher of Men, I never really put it out because we lost all of the footage. We lost all of it. All I had was just the one copy. And what we were supposed to do is watch the copy to say, okay, we're going to fix this, we're going to change this, we're going to fix that. But we never got a chance to because we lost everything. So last year, well, I think it was probably in July, there was a guy from Disney that called me. He said he saw my movie, Fisher of Men. He loved it. How he saw it, I have no idea. I don't even know where he got it from. Right. He said he loved it. He said he's getting ready now for Disney. He does the filming for Disney, so he travels around the world to do the filming. He said that he is getting ready to start a new Christian channel, and he wants to put my movie on his channel. But he wants me to shoot 7 to 10 episodes and turn it into a series, so that it will be the first series on his channel.
Wow.
That's why I'm working on the series.
Wow, man, that's just powerful.
Now this was while in injury. So now that I'm in 2020, not only do I have a cast of like 38 actors, men, women, African American, Caucasian, Latino, I have all of that, access to all of that. But this was also part of the reason why I kind of pushed pause for a second to work on Snitch, because my homie Dejour, he's also the one who taught me how to do editing. He's also the guy that taught me how to do writing. He's also the guy that taught me a lot of other things. Social media is. So when you see this series, it will be on social media. However, there will be another format that it will be edited in so that it can be on television.
Okay. Okay. You know, that's powerful alone because, you know, a lot of people, they think when you get hit by a car, it's about rehabbing, you know, maybe learning how to walk again, but you had to do mental rehabbing, probably learn how to start articulating and thinking again. So that's just powerful what you overcame, man. That's just powerful.
Yeah, it was a lot because because you know in your brain you have four lobes. You have the front lobe, a side lobe, an upper lobe, and a back lobe. My side lobe and my front lobe was the two that was injured. But your side lobe is the one that controls your memory. It controls your sexual behavior. It controls your the way you talk. And it also controls something else that I can't remember. But that was part of the reason why I could not remember anything. I couldn't remember my mother, my son, Baltimore. I couldn't remember none of it. But over the months, things started coming back. Okay. So as I healed, it got to the point that if we talked about it, it came right back. If I saw it, it comes right back. But if I don't talk about it or if I don't see it, then it floats in the air. So for the year of 2019 and even now in 20, I try to grab everything and just bring it right back because it's still there. I just don't have access to it because I need to see it or talk about it to bring it back.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So now I'm good. There's still a lot I don't remember, but I know how to find it. Even if I got to go on YouTube or Google it, I'll find it. And I'll continue to bring things back to my memory so I can continue to pursue my dream as an actor.
Man, that was just a powerful story, man. I'm glad I hooked up with you so you could tell it, man. I didn't even know you was going to come with that story. That's just powerful. I'm so blessed to have you on. If the people want to see any of your shows, just contact you. Maybe some inspiring actors or musicians just want to get in contact with you. Where can they contact you? How can they get at you?
Yes, off top, you can go to my Facebook, just as KT Megginson. And a lot of people ask me questions about that because my name is Kevin Terrell Megginson.
Okay.
But whenever I did my resume as an actor, I just put KT Megginson. It looked nice. Why not? It's still me. It's still my name.
It's flavorful. I like the KT. I like it.
Exactly. So KT Megginson is on Facebook and on IG. But then also on IG, I have another IG Instagram that says Fish Fitness. That's the exercise side of me. Because when I got hit by the car, I was at about 177 pounds. But when I came home for the rehab, I was down to about 140 pounds. I haven't weighed that type of weight since I was at Rock One, you know, in Baltimore in middle school. You know, so I did start working out a lot to bring my weight back up. So you can find me on there because Fisherman, the artist, he trying back too. You know, one of the things I did struggle with is I still struggle a little bit was remembering how to rap.
Okay.
I can listen to my songs. I don't remember them all, but when I listen to them, it does help me come back as a rapper. So even in my series, there will be music videos because Fisherman will be back as well.
Wow, man, I can't wait for that series to come out. You got a release date yet? Or are you still working?
No, it changed because we were supposed to start filming in March. I was going to shoot 10 episodes and I was going to come out with it in June.
That pandemic.
We had COVID-19.
Right.
And when COVID-19 hit, it changed everything. I no longer had access to locations. It just changed a lot. So, wow. So and then even over time, things change constantly. So that's why I'm moving towards social media now. because it requires less people to be together at one time. It requires less filming, and it requires less editing. Because the guy Dejour, this is the reason why I love him, is that he wrote, filmed, and presented that series just in the month of June, all 6 episodes. I mean, we would film, and what I love about it is that when we get our script, we would only get our script 24 hours before we had to film. And you only got the scene that you're in. He did not tell you nothing else. So you don't even know what it's about. You just know you're seeing. But he was doing it like this.
Right.
He would film, and then the next episode would come out on Thursday. And then when the episode come out, he'll start filming and doing that in the next episode. So when I saw him do that and how easy it was to come out with 6 episodes in 1 month, and then in the month of July, he's going to just relax, write the next season 2, to start filming season 2, and then come August, he'll put out the next series. When I saw that, it was brilliant.
Right. It is.
So that's why. Yeah, so that's why I'm pushing Fisher of Men towards social media. But you start seeing episodes in July.
Okay.
In July, by this Sunday, if not this Sunday, the next Sunday, I'll start filming.
Gotcha.
Episode 1. And I'll do the exact same thing. I'll present it. It'll come out on like a Wednesday or a Friday, and then the next week you'll see episode 2, and then the next week you'll see episode 3. And then so forth and so on. And I think I'll only do 7 episodes because to God, 7 is a number of completion. So I'll do 7 episodes, and that will stop season 1. And then about a month or 2 later, season 2 will come out.
All right. Well, you got to do me a favor. You got to do like a little trailer, so when I'm airing, I could say I'm do a little commercial for you and promote that thing, man. I got to get that trailer.
I'm gonna send everything to you.
I appreciate you. Now, before I let you go, man, I know on your social media, and I'm gonna have it up so people can see. Hopefully, and you always send us some positive messages out. Leave us with a positive message for the people, especially in this day and time that you just want to get across to them. Whether it's religious or just inspiring, just to lead to the people.
Yeah, when it comes to that part, I have to go back to what I said because it's so powerful. It's so powerful. One thing that you have to always remember, matter of fact, I'll say 2 things. One thing that people have to always remember is that if you fall, make sure you land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up.
Mm.
And the other thing is that always remember, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But never, ever stop moving.
Man, that was powerful, man. I want to thank you so much for just, providing your energy, your knowledge, and your talents to the Real Truth and Power show. And thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. I thank you just for the opportunity to talk, man. Remember, I'm still coming off the injury, so this is great. This is great for me, and you guys can, and I love this because there is something else I'm going to be doing. I am going to put out another little series on social media that says, hi, my name is KT, and this is my testimony. So some of the testimonies I've shared with you, I'll share many more of just what was happening in 2019.
Yes.
Just to let people know that when things happen to you in life, if you just trust God and keep moving, you'd be surprised what happened. So you guys are actually watching. I'm showing everything. I don't hide nothing. I'm showing you guys what's happening in my life coming off of an injury.
Powerful, brother. Well, thank you so much, brother KT. And we're going to stay in touch. I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one. All right, man, another powerful show. For those that tuned in late, I see a couple of people on YouTube and stuff tuning in late. I wanted to play a snippet, a small excerpt that I played earlier, if you didn't see it, from the miniseries Snitch. Hold on one second.
He's your friend, right? So, what's your price?
It's bad that I'm even here. And now you are kind of insulting me by making me an offer to kill him.
Everyone has a price. You owe the Havenuck family money. I can pay that debt and all your other debts. But your friend has to go first.
You know that's close to $1 million. Why don't you go and hire someone else for less?
A killing isn't the same unless it's from someone you're close to.
When can I get the money?
Far from a snitch, I just found my niche. So hit my line, I get that info quick. And don't forget to cash at me them chips. I keep a low profile, don't be running your lips.
Wow, I can't wait to finish watching the series. Like Brother KT said, it's on social media. So each episode is only a couple minutes long. And with the snitch, you could actually hit the producer and tell him how you wanted the next episode, your thoughts, and he would pick it and put it in there. So it's definitely powerful. And again, he has a lot of upcoming movies and shows. He's working on something, I believe it was The Fishman or something like that. So we just want to give that brother a shout out. Another powerful show. Also, if you're tuning in, definitely check out this over here. Of course, my show, Strictly Joking, Divas on Call, Briefcase Radio, Real Truth and Power, and AC Fun Time, and more shows coming on the Collective Black People Movement Network. I am out of here. Brother J. Rich, I believe, is coming on Friday. And of course, stay tuned on the 4th of July, the RBG protest. So I'm out of here, man. Another great show. Peace and blessings. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, please hit the like and share. Support this positive brother. He has a powerful platform. And he's doing this thing with positivity. He's an actor. He's a rapper. You can check him out. KT Megginson. KT Megginson on Facebook, on YouTube, KT Megginson. Support the brother and share the story of how he overcame the tough streets of Baltimore, being locked up and everything, to getting his life together, getting his spirituality together, and moving to Atlanta, following his acting career and his music career, and he's doing very well right now. What a powerful story. And we are out of here. Peace and blessings, man. Peace and blessings. Hotep. AC Fun Time, Carly Town.
Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Truth and Power Show.
Health,
You know how we do it.
wealth,
And of course,
knowledge of self,
call in. Let's talk about it.
uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
One.
Real truth and power. Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.